Hi everybody. Let me know if you can hear me and let me know if you can see me. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and start right off the bat. Today is a Q&A video. I can't believe I haven't really done one, but I feel like I get a lot of questions and it's like I'm not sure where to kind of have these questions answered in one video. So I thought it'd be cool if I just kind of go live at once, and then if people have questions that they're just like, oh, I want to know this, I want to know that, they could essentially ask me live. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm not going to wait. So we already had the preview, but I will go ahead and start answering questions that I've already been asked. And I guess I can say random things about myself, but I'm not sure what you guys want to know. So that's why I was like, let's just start with the fact that, I'm live. So let me go ahead and pull up, and I can read you guys' comments. So go ahead and comment if you have any questions. So I will actually start here. Who am I? First, I'm Q, and these are my tapes. And essentially, I think I'm going to start with this. Somebody had asked, what was the premise for my tapes? What was the premise for something like this? And it actually was from this Netflix show about this girl who was leaving tapes for people. I think it was the girl, her name was Hannah Baker, and she left these kind of series of tapes for people to follow along what was going on at the time. And I was like, oh my God, I want to make something like that. I want to make these tapes that, I'm not suicidal, but I want to have these tapes where I'm just kind of expressing thoughts that I've had for a while and go from there. So that's actually the inspiration of where my tapes even came from in the first place. And let me go on to the next question. So that's where the name came from. And I think someone actually had guessed it correctly at some point in time. So a funny question that I've actually gotten multiple times, but recently I think Kenroy Palm had asked this, and they had asked, are you really a robot? I feel 13 Reasons Why. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Hi, mwah, mwah, welcome. Yeah, 13 Reasons Why. I'm pretty sure it's that show that I'm thinking of, where they just had these series. No, you're right. These series of tapes. But yeah, the second question that I got, and most recently from Kenroy Palm, was, are you really a robot? Are you an automaton? What is that? My question is, what would you guys do if I actually was a robot? What would you do? Would you be scared? I would low-key be scared. But no, I am not an automaton. I would consider myself a V YouTuber, which is kind of strange because it's somebody had said this on a video of mine a month back, but they were just I feel I don't know any black V YouTubers. And I'm like, I agree. So I would consider myself a V YouTuber, but I feel a lot of YouTubers who are virtual YouTubers don't usually make the sort of content that I make. And so that's why I feel I'm in a very interesting intersection. So that's my answer there. So no, I'm not a robot. Maybe. Okay, going down the list. So I'm going to keep answering questions. So a question that I had I received, was a personal question where somebody had asked, what is your career goal? To be a star or to be behind the screen? And honestly, I would say I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I kind of want to, I wish I could see into the future and guess. I wish I could see into the future and essentially predict what do I do if I say yes to this path, and what would the answer be if I said I do want to be a star in front of the camera, and then what would be the path if I say I just want to remain behind the screen? That's kind of something that I've been thinking about over the past couple of days, and I kind of actually wanted to talk to you about that, so we can revisit that later. Let me switch the music. Okay, great. So let me know if you guys can't hear me at any point in time. I've stabilized everything, so everything should be great. So yeah, in terms of if I want to remain, I'll just answer the question in two parts. Just to repeat the question, what is your career goal? To be a star or to be behind the screen? So, okay, I'm gonna answer it if I said yes. So if I wanted to be a star and I said I do want to be a star, what would my career goals be? I feel as though if I did want to be a star, I'd want to be as large as possible. I'd want to be someone who is seen as credible, which is why I really do like the Blueprint series. And even though you guys know they take kind of some time to make, because I have to sit down and think, I have to do market research, and then I have to actually ideate and come up with things that I would actually come up with. Like, these are my ideas, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not plagiarizing anybody. And thinking takes time. Like, sometimes things come to you and sometimes things don't, but I feel like if I did say I wanted to be a star, then I kind of want to be seen as credible. Like, I'd want, like, if somebody came to me with a special project, they put me on board. I'd want to do all this market research and somebody says, I want to try this out and I want to give you money to do it. I think that'd be really, really cool. In terms of like the media aspect, I think you guys have already seen some of these works, and you guys know like I'm currently in pre-production for like some of these episodes and all of this stuff. Like, I definitely could see myself like maybe writing, maybe like directing something. People think that I'm also like a good orator, so I could see something there. I'm not gonna lie, like the more and more people tell me like my voice is recognizable, I'm like, dang, like what are the odds if like I'm in an interview or something and people are like, I know exactly who that is. I know exactly who that is. Which some people have asked. Some people are like, are you like known? Like, are you like well known in real life? And to that, I have no answer. So that's so ominous. But I'll answer the second part of the question. So what's my career goal? Do you want to be a star or do you want to be behind the screen? So I'm going to say, what if I said I want to be behind the screen? What would that look like career-wise? I would say, yeah, like helping people out with being like an operator, you know, something where I'm still lying on that fine line of like, the moment this becomes like some sort of job, which I feel like for a lot of people it does, you know, I still want to be on the line of things that I actually want to do. I would see myself, what are behind the scenes jobs? Being an operator, writing, like being a writer. Even though I can't really write. I kind of just want to be involved with like the ideation. I don't want someone to help me with writing. I want someone to help me with editing. So maybe direction, like directing. I think I'd want to like write music. Like I already do, but I think I want to write music and be a part of like the mixing and mastering process of like making music. I think to answer this question, ultimately, like, what is a career goal if I ever had one? All I know is that I'm a professional thinker. Hey, Icy, mwah, mwah, welcome. I feel like I'm a professional thinker. Like, I truly do believe, like, I'm a professional thinker. And so ideation is kind of where a lot of my skills reside. Like, when I'm not, like, actually executing on things, like, I have really great ideas. So, yeah. That's what I would say my career goal is. And I think the person who asked this question is actually here. I'm pretty sure this was Ken that asked this. So if there's still something else you wanted to know, let me know. So Icy Minx, I know you requested this Q&A. Like, when are you gonna do a Q&A? I was like, I kind of want to talk about mess. I want to talk about Dobby the elf. You know, I want to talk about, you know, if you know who that is. If you know who that is. When I say Dobby the elf, do y'all know who I'm referring to when I say Dobby the elf? Y'all comment and let me know if you know who you think I'm possibly referring to. But yeah, I low-key wanted to talk about Dobby the elf. I also low-key wanted to talk about how I agree. I've been seeing some comments where people were like, Megan Thee Stallion, low-key, she needs like a spiritualist. And I'm like, I think so. I think she needs to call like a cousin from Haiti or something. Like, she needs to call somebody from like the lower Midwest South. She needs to call like someone who's Creole. She needs to call somebody, a swamp master, somebody. But yeah, I didn't want to kind of mesh the two lives or like these two topics together, so we're just gonna do a Q&A. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and also, you guys feel free to ask me questions in the live chat, because this is like a chance for you guys to ask me scandalous things on like, you know, asking me scandalous things on the spot. Like, this is one of the few chances, you know what I mean? So if you have questions that you want to know, then just let me know, because I'm going to read the comments like I always do. So a question that somebody asked, Carrie Palm said, would you want to be a ghostwriter? I think like if I got compensated well, I could consider it, but I don't mind being credited for my work. I don't mind like me being credited for my work, which is such an odd thing to say, because like I'm not really, my face isn't out there. It's like such a touchy subject. It's such a touchy subject, because I feel like I don't know. It's so weird. It's like a lot of people are like, I want my face to be out there. I want my essence to be out there. And it's just kind of like a fine line. And I feel like this is kind of where I stand with like not showing my face versus showing my face. And like, what is that all about? Like, why don't I want to show my face? And I think it was because at the time I felt like, I feel like because I'm like kind of teetering, I'm in the labor class, and I feel like a lot of people who are poor don't really have the chance to fail. And so I feel like, let's say you do start something on social media and you flop, or you all these kind of standards that are set on you in terms of how people are supposed to perceive you, you don't meet those sort of benchmarks, and then you're seen in a certain type of way. And I just feel like you say things, you say your mind, you say what you want to say, but like you're not this huge popular person that you can use that as some form of like power currency. People will get you out of there. If you're not like some popular YouTuber making videos on the internet talking about all sorts of random stuff, people get fired over stuff like that. Versus like if you're like a Nathan Zed, where I don't know where he works. I don't even necessarily know if he has like a quote unquote traditional job. I think he's like coasting off of his videos. But like if you get a job after college and you're not like doing the sort of stuff Nathan Zed is doing, or you're not like some popular person who at least can sustain themselves, I feel like people get consequences for that. And I feel like that was actually more so the hesitation around like showing my face versus not, which is such an odd thing for me to say, which is why I think I'm kind of intrigued with how I've like gone with my content. And people have kind of expressed that as well. So let me read some of these comments. So that's kind of what I would say about being a ghostwriter. I would consider it. And I also don't mind like if I receive opportunities to kind of be publicly facing on something. I think that would be cool. I think I would come up with a pen name. I think like Q would be like a cool pen name that I could go with. I think even if I made music, if I don't make music already, I think I'm okay in like not being associated in any way with like my government name. Like having like a stage name, I think is something that I would like. And if I ever showed my face, I'd want to like manipulate my appearance so much so that like, not like people couldn't recognize me, but kind of like Lady Gaga, where like people see photos of her when she's not wearing makeup and they're like, is this her? I like that. I like that kind of anonymity that some people have to kind of withdraw when they need to. So next question. Cameron Palm said, is the Megan thing because of what the baby did? Sorry, I'm confused. Oh yeah. So Rolling Loud happened, and essentially, yeah, like Rolling Loud happened. The baby, he's a jealous, unfortunate character, from one of these fantastical fantastical worlds, hashtag Dottie the Elf. And essentially he brought out, another buffoon that needs to get deported back into the Niagara. He needs to be catapulted into Niagara Falls. And essentially it's just like, why are you bringing this man on stage after this girl's performance? You know what I feel like? I feel like Rolling Loud has had these like performances where people just do stuff. Like people do stuff. I'm literally finishing up a video on the power of concerts featuring Coachella and Rolling Loud, and literally like I think of Cardi B, like Cardi B and Offset or Rocket League. Okay. Cardi B's the person that she is married to right now. Like I'm thinking about how he came on stage begging for her forgiveness, and I'm like, dang, like these shows, like y'all constantly have like the new skit. You'll have like the new episode every time people are on. So yeah, that's what I'm referring to, Kenroy. Yeah, Icy Ming said Haiti, she needs Cardi's root doctor. I feel like Cardi B, no, but people have said that. Icy Ming, people have said that. People have said how they feel like Cardi B like has a hold over people, like really does have a hold over people. And some people are like, yo, that's juju right there. Like that's like swamp magic. Like she's doing like spiritual work. Like she has somebody doing that sort of stuff. Next question. Cameron Palm said, if you could redo one important thing you did last week, what would it be? Okay. If I could redo one thing that was important last week, I think, God, I would have gone out to ride my bike. I found like a bike pump. And so I was able to blow up my bike, but as y'all know, I was not riding my bike. I was watching K-dramas. So I would have probably just gone out a little bit, maybe in the morning. Also, I think one important thing that I should have maybe redone this week is not go to bed so late. I've been going to bed at like 3 a.m. So hopefully, like now that I'm clean and done watching all these shows, I can just go ahead and like actually watch what I need to watch early and go to bed. So hopefully I hope to be in bed in like 3 or by 11 p.m. which is really early, but I'm trying to go to bed so I don't, repeat what happened earlier this year. Earlier this year, I was literally going to bed at like 4 a.m. and I thought I had insomnia, which I'm pretty sure I did, but like, I thought it would be better, without. So that's something I would redo. Cameron Pump said, do you believe aliens exist? What villain would you be? Okay, aliens existing. You guys remember that? Okay, so you guys remember, like, I forgot which Star Trek film this was, but it was essentially this whole scene that they had where, like, they couldn't interfere on one of these other worlds because they weren't advanced enough. And so essentially, if like an advanced world interferes with like the course of, like, if they were to just appear, it would shake up the whole planet way too much, and derail them from what exactly they were going to do. And a part of me wonders if that's the case. Like, if there are aliens that exist, I feel like perhaps they do, and perhaps like they're just watching and they're just like, dang, we can't interfere with all this stuff that's going on. So yeah, I think aliens do exist. What do you guys think? What villain would you be? I think I'm for sure, like, the more and more I think about it, I for sure think I would be like a Lex Luthor. Like Lex Luthor, specifically not from the comics, but specifically from like Justice League Unlimited, like that show, like that specific portrayal of Lex Luthor and the shenanigans he got into is, I think, who I would be. I think I would be someone like slightly chaotic. I'd be one of those like chaotic, not good, but like chaotic evil. I'm not sure. ADR, hey, oh my gosh, like, okay, hey, mwah, mwah, welcome. I don't see you comment, but thank you so much for coming. Ask me questions. Ask me salacious questions. I feel like I should be unblocking people so that they can come into my comments and cause a stir, Today would be the day. Maybe I should do that. I think that's the sort of villain I would be. Oh God, it's hard. I think like as time goes on, I realize like if I had the power, listen, like I would be Joker. And I like that you said Joker or the Batman, because I do think Batman is a villain. He's a vigilante. So I'm glad that you low-key said that. Low-key? Like, actually, the actual Loki? I think I could possibly see myself as like Loki. But I would definitely be the Joker. Like, the Joker is kind of like, if you look into some of the things that this man was doing outside of beating, why not Thanos? Okay, these are good questions. God, it's so hard to choose. Like, I definitely feel as though, like, the more and more time goes on, I'm like, if I had the power to just snap my fingers and get people out of here, I would be that person. Like, there's even, like, I think Avatar Kyoshi, she's not a villain per se, but she did some things where she was like, I will literally kill you. Like, stop playing around. Like, I will throw you off a cliff and sink you, and sink this whole thing, this whole army you got going on, which I think she did. She killed, like, one of the commanders, which is, like, you're never supposed to say that as an Avatar, but it's just, like, Avatar Kyoshi, she knew what was up, and I feel like I would be that person. Like, I would, and if I'm not like someone who has that a bit of sense, that I low-key want to be like the Phoenix or like Storm, where it's like you have the ultimate power, where it's like people just can't, it's like they can't play too many games. This is why like people having superpowers like as a concept would be kind of scary, So let's do another question. What villains would you be? Aliens exist. Answer those two. Honestly, Rolling Loud is gonna end up going death threats. Like, listen, you guys know this one artist called Dessa? I don't know if you guys have heard of this one artist called Dessa. So this girl was sick and she was blowing the hot breath Lambda Delta variant on all of those people, and she went on to admit that she had COVID. I think she deleted it by now, but she essentially said she wasn't feeling well. Now she says she feels like she's dying, she's sick, and who knows where that's gonna end up for her. Like, who knows? But people were blowing variant, they were blowing all of this stuff going on everybody. So I'm just like, I don't know, this Rolling Loud thing, I do foresee some, like, also, like, you guys, I don't know if you guys heard this, but like Rolling Loud, like one of their stages collapsed like I think last week. So good luck with that. Good luck to those people. Good luck to that man. ADR asks, if you had the opportunity to go on a fully funded expedition, would you rather go into deep space or the deep sea? Oh no, I'm trying to see Atlantis. Because at least, like, if we're on Earth, we know that these things have to be real. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like the accessibility to going maybe to like the sea versus going to space are like, well, actually deep sea, I don't know how, that probably is extremely expensive because, you know, we haven't discovered all of Earth just because of the water alone. So I think I would choose the deep sea. That's such an interesting question, but yeah, I'm trying to like Atlantis me up. Put me in Atlantis. I need to see like what's in the ocean. It's kind of scary, to be honest, like to think of the fact that we don't even know we haven't even scratched the surface. I think we've only discovered like 30%. So, you know, I definitely say the sea. That's like a great question. That's a really great question. So let me read some of these comments that aren't questions. And yeah, so 13 reasons why. Yeah. So if you're just joining, yeah, my tapes actually was inspired by like Hannah Baker, 13 Reasons Why. But that are the reasons you think, because I thought the show was kind of crass. It's kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. But I did like this idea of like making tapes. And so I was like, oh, I should make my own tapes. And then that's how that came about. Aliens exist, if you could redo my thing. Oh yeah, we talked about how Megan, she needs a spiritualist. She needs what Cardi got. And then to read some of the more comments, ADR showing up for the first time. Cameron Palm said, I also think aliens also exist, and then asked why not Thanos. I'm gonna think about this some more. And then Avatar Kyoshi did what was needed. Yeah, she did what was needed. Okay, let's see. Yes, she came back positive. Dessa, she came back positive. That artist Dessa, she came back positive for Cupertino Carini. You know, we gotta find names for this. But yeah, it's just like, so you just went and performed and like blasted all of this to everybody. So I wonder what the effects of people going to this performance is gonna be later on. Like, I wonder what this is gonna be. So yeah, like they're all gonna pass out. It was like how somebody made this fake like producer edit about the Olympics and how it was fake. But essentially it was essentially this producer thinking that they were off, like, you know, when you cut the mic, they thought their mic wasn't working, and they said, wow, everybody who comes to this Olympics, they're probably gonna leave the earth in like 3 months or something like that, because this is a super spreader event. I kind of want to talk about Simone Biles and her dropping out of this and of the finals of the Olympics, and I don't know. I'm still kind of waiting to see what's going on, but I wish everybody the best of luck. I feel like the Olympics should have not happened, in my opinion. But yeah, there are a lot of things happening that I wonder where this is all going to go, to say the least. So yes, you guys asked me salacious questions. There will probably, actually, let me not ask that before somebody asks me something that I will literally not be able to answer. For somebody like comes in the chat and like doxes me and they're like, are you this person? Oh my god, some new people came in. Okay, Anita, hey girl. Mwah, mwah, welcome. Yes. Tyra, hey. Mwah, mwah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so today is a Q&A on who am I? Okay, let me read some more of these questions. So Cameron Palm says, the stage allegedly collapsed. All comments made in this live and comment sections are alleged and strictly for entertainment purposes only. Cameron Palm asks, what type of music is your favorite? Thoughts on the current landscape of music? Okay, so first question, what are your favorite music? God, I think I like contemporary. I was gonna say classical music, but funnily enough, I feel like jazz music is classical music, but I don't, a lot of white people don't consider jazz or like these. I feel like jazz is like classical music. I don't know. I was going to use the word classical music, but I was referring to two different like genres. So I like classical music. I like instrumentals. I like movie scores, which is like kind of odd, but yeah, I love R&B. I really like, I would say I'd like contemporary R&B and like rock. Like if I ever made music, it would literally be like in between like maybe rock and like R&B. And so, I don't know what that would sound like exactly. There's like only few songs that I feel like could fit that description, but I would be excited to kind of innovate there. But that wasn't the question. The question was which music that I like. I actually can talk about songs that I really like. I really liked Topanga by like Trippie Redd. I really love Touch the Sky by Kanye West. I like some songs by Florence and the Machine. Only for a Night, that comes to mind. I really like this one band that made a lot of music for a lot of anime back in like, I think earlier 2000s. Asian Kung Fu Generation. I love some of their music. I think like I really love like the drums that they use. It's very much in the time that they made it. There's this other like artist, there's this other album that I'm just thinking of, Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix. Like I'm thinking of like these sort of songs. Like I really like some songs out of the Chloe and Halle album. So I really liked that as well. So I feel like to give a feel of the sort of music that I listen to, God, I like Veggie, Veggie Out by, I think Masego made that song. I don't know, some songs by Azealia Banks. Soda, I think it's like So Depressed. It's called like, I think Soda or something like that. So yeah, like these are just a feel of like, I don't know, I feel like I don't have like a favorite genre per se, but those are songs that I have in a like set playlist that my friends and the familia and the peoples are like, bro, this is the same song. Q, this is the same song. Give it a rest. Okay, and then what are my thoughts on the current landscape of music? I think that I feel like I'm thankful for the songs that I'm able to re-listen to over and over again. And questions that come to my mind lately are mainly around this idea of like, I feel like I want to feel again. Like, even if your songs are not completely like, even if I know, and we all know that you need to like improve on your writing, I really liked what you did with this. And somebody that really does come to mind when I say a statement like this is Jaden Smith with his album, like, Icon, I believe that was the name of the album. Or I think Sire, I think was the name of the album. I really liked that album because I was like, dang, like, your writing kind of sucks. Your writing really sucks, Jaden. And I want to see more. I know, like, I think you're good at this. Like, you're good at this performance thing. Like, I think that you chose an amazing producer. And if this was your decision, then you have a good ear, you know? But, like, I hate the fact that, like, he falls. And just like Normani, which I want to make a video on, like, it's just sad. It's just like, Normani! Like, stop. Why are all these people falling into like the Logic category, where like Logic, a lot of things people had to say about Logic was that they couldn't say anything about Logic in terms of like, I don't know what your sound is. Like, what is you? Like, stop doing what other people are doing. It's great, like, to pay homage. It's great to pay homage, but like, why not you just express what it, like, make something from the heart, even if you need to write something that isn't about you. Like, why am I hearing Drake of all people? Why am I hearing Drake why am I hearing J. Cole? Like, I get it. These people are very influential. Like, Kid Cudi is an inspiration. Like, you know, he set like the tune for how certain music was made. But it's just like, why am I hearing almost like parallel music from these people? And so my thoughts on the music landscape is just like, I want something to make me feel like something that I give second thought to, which is something that I think other people have started to talk about. You know, I most recently mentioned out As Told by Kenya, and she had mentioned this idea of music that's made for the timeline, like things that are almost made for like the spectacle, but the intention is not actually like art that was supposed to stay here. It's only something that maybe people can use to drive up enough controversy to maybe like move into like the next strata of, you know, what they need to sell, you know, which I find to be kind of interesting. So yeah, let me switch the music. Okay, so those are my thoughts on like the current landscape of music. What do you guys think? I think it's really hard to explain. It's like, it's not that there isn't good music coming out, which is why I do mention independent artists. It's just, you know, in terms of like maybe larger artists that people see more vocally, I feel like I want to see more. I feel like Megan Thee Stallion comes to mind, where I'm just like, oh, you can write, you're very talented, like, but why is it that your sound is mixing? It almost sounds like you're like a part of the City Girls. And I don't think there's anything wrong with like pussy rap, which is what it's called, I believe. It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't want to control or say or like what other people should be doing. It's just, I want to see more. So if Megan Thee Stallion wants to continue making like music or writing things that are like city girl music or city girl sound, which I feel like there's a specific sound happening right now, I just want to see someone else do it. You know, so if these girls don't want to do it, that's fine. Like, I just want to see somebody else who's talented get the resources they need to get into the industry. So those are my thoughts on the current landscape of music. Rolling Loud isn't gonna last. I don't know, like, I really wonder what performances are gonna be like moving forward, especially because it's looking like we might be in another lockdown. I think possibly, maybe, like, you know. And so I do wonder, like, what you know, like, actually I forgot where I had read this, but like, you know, people talking about how they want to go to music performances maybe outside of the United States. And I'm like, you know what? If I knew that my life wasn't in danger, I'd love to experience like concerts. You guys are reading my mind. Like, that video is literally like probably the next one coming out. Kenry Palm said, who is the worst celebrity you meet? Who is the worst celebrity you've met? Is this past tense? Or who's the worst celebrity you maybe want to meet or not want to meet? I just to say this. So who's a celebrity I'd want to meet? And maybe who's somebody that I'm like, I don't know. Maybe somebody that I'd want to meet. I know, like, some of my friends have met, like, Zendaya. Like, and I've heard she's pretty cool. Like, you know, she's pretty cool. She's in a hurry. She's stealth. She's like, don't release that location. I don't know. Zendaya seems kind of cool. I don't know. I'm actually not sure. Because I feel like my thing is, like, if I meet a celebrity, I'm not going to be, like, entranced. And I feel like that's literally not what celebrities, like, I hear. That's not really the perception they want to get, is like, oh, you're not special. So, what is somebody I wouldn't want to meet, or someone I've heard is kind of like rude or kind of mean? I'd have to get back. I feel like a lot of the celebrities I've heard of, like, my people's meeting, like, I've just heard they're just very delusional, you know, unfortunately, you know. I think maybe I'd want to meet, like, I don't want to say Jaden Smith. It's like, I don't know, like, what would we talk about? Like, would I just take a photo? Would I want my photo taken with him? Like, I don't know, which is, like, such an odd thing to say. I would think about that. I want to think about that and then get back to you guys on that. Let me go ahead and read some more of these comments and questions. Anita guys said, sis, you are extremely intelligent, and I'm just curious as to what if you went to school for. Like, what did you major in? Oh God. So, This is a good question, right? Are people gonna make it this far in the live? Okay, maybe not. So maybe I can say it. I studied. I feel like this technically would be considered personal information. I studied math. So yeah, just to answer your question. To be blunt, yeah, I did math. Yeah, so that's what I majored in. I see Ming said, what is your main job? Like, what do you actually do in real life? I do ops. Like, I'm like an operator. So, you know, like operations, or like some sort of, it depends on the rules. Sometimes you have to do multiple things. So like, I've done like business development, strategic partnerships. I've been like involved with like product, which is like, it's something you'd only say if you work in tech. And that in of itself is like way too many details. But yeah, in my main job, I'm like an operator, an operations person, that I've met in past tense. Yeah, I would have to think about that. I feel like I haven't met like the worst people. I don't know if that makes sense. Like the people who have like are really chill, like Zendaya, like, I don't know, just really, yeah, like yeah. Hopefully I don't run into any foolish people, because I think maybe I'm like, I would think about that. I think as time goes on and I keep getting like introduced to like more people, the more and more I'm just, I don't want to say I'm like, it's not that I don't care. It's like, I feel like I'm not enchanted. I feel like I'm not the person that'll meet someone and scream. I feel like it would be cool if I met like, maybe Rihanna, but it's just, she's really chill. Like when she meets people, like she's just very relaxed. Maybe Beyonce, but you know, I don't know. I'm not sure. What is your favorite anime series of all time? probably Naruto, which is such a, that's really not what people want people to say, but I will say like Naruto was, or specifically Naruto Shippuden, or specifically like the Chonin like exams, like that like arc was like super super important. Like that arc was like super super important in how I feel like I started to perceive like the art form, because I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could write like this. And then also Kishimoto, like I think he was really innovative with like what he did with like the relationships and the writing, even though like there were some serious pitfalls in his writing, especially when it came to women. And he's talked about this at length multiple times. Like he really sucked, and he really did not know for the life of him what he was doing with the women characters, because he didn't know how to write them. And my biggest critique was just like, well, then why don't you just hire women writers? You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just hire people who can write a fully bodied woman experience? I will say like a really good show that I've heard people really just rever, obviously Sailor Moon, and the woman who wrote Sailor Moon, like I heard like that was absolutely brilliant work. And like I'm sure in another life, like that would probably be one of my favorite animes of all time, series of all time. Recent series that I really like recently, Attack on Titan, maybe. I feel like I have like critiques. I haven't finished it, by the way, no spoilers. I feel like I have critiques. Like, one of the first questions that came to mind is like, where are the black people? Like, just like, I don't know. I don't want to dig into the story too much. You know what I mean? Like, where are the people? But like, as time went on and I was seeing the way that they were treating all these people on this like island with Titans, I was just like, you know what? Maybe it's okay that we don't need to be involved in all of this chicanery. But that's a series that I think is very memorable. Something that I really liked about Attack on Titans is that they did take 3 years to come back with their second season, because they had to get the right people on board. And for what it's worth, I respect it. A series that comes to mind that I also liked, it's this show called like, I feel like I like smaller shows. Like there's this one called like Vinland Saga. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oh my god. Carol, are you reading my mind? Carol just asked, have you read or watched Vinland? I literally just said that. Yeah, like I've watched, I haven't read the manga, but I've watched that. And actually I think they are coming out with their next season. So yeah, I have watched it. I thought it was really interesting. I really like the way that people are able to portray action, and very like action-y kind of thriller. Yeah, I'm just like, you read my mind. It's kind of, this is what I mean. I feel like people are reading my mind. It's very like, whoa, very, very whoa. That was kind of like, did y'all see that? Telepathy? Is this possible? Another series that came to mind that I really loved this past year, Tower of God. That anime series that Crunchyroll ended up producing. And I know like it's a webtoon, so I haven't read the webtoon. I haven't read it at all, actually, past the first season of the actual show. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I have watched that season again like 4 times now. I have like really watched that season. I've really watched that show. And there's something about it. I think like it's a mixture of like the music that I really love. You guys know I'm like obsessed with music. I think something about the art style, and I think something about the story is very interesting. And I like what they're doing with it. And I really hope that they're able to keep on with the writing and the art direction and the music direction, because I think it really, really worked out. Tower of God is something that I have literally like watched like over again. So some small, y'all know I do watch anime. Okay, so just some like notable favorites. There's this show that I've been watching called Tokyo Revengers. There's this one show that I've been watching called Shadow House. There's this one isekai anime that I've been watching, and I know the name for it, I just can't remember. It's about this guy who, I think he gets hit by a car and he ends up in this world where like whenever he dies, it like resets to like a moment back in time. And I didn't really like the second season, but I felt like the first season was just very well like written. There's another one like there's another one, I can't remember the name of the anime, but the main character, her name is like Saya Otanashi. I really loved that series. I really liked that. I thought it was really intriguing, kind of scary, disturbing in certain points. But I really liked the way that the butler that Saya had was like protecting her and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like we should have an anime night. I do like watch anime with my friends. So I don't know if you guys are into that. We should do that. Karen Palm asks, do you think music videos are destroying music? Like music videos are the focal point instead of the music? So I think I'm definitely biased here. I think the reason why, okay, so I think for me it's the opposite. I feel like I actually don't like watching music videos unless it's specifically asked by the artist, which obviously if you put money in budget into a music video, you want people to watch it. But unless you're like, no, listen, like I do need you to experience this piece as like an audio visual like combination the first time you hear it, then I will watch whatever visuals you have to go along with it. But if this is not like specifically asked for, or it's not like a visual or an audio visual album, like I think of like Lemonade comes to mind, then I primarily stick on the line of just listening to music. I have a personal belief where I feel like music should be able to stand on its own without a music video, unless you are making like audio visual like stuff that you specifically need people to watch, or if it's because, you know, sometimes it's not good. Because I was going to bring up like Michael Jackson, like that stuff, that was a film, like, you know what I mean, like, and obviously you don't want to compare these people to like these very exceptional people, but it's just some people make some really, really good work, so much so that it's just like, if you had to flip a coin and bet your whole life on everything, just bet your life on like the work that you have absolute control over to the best of your abilities. And I think at times that will really be like the music. I also say this because I can't see. I think I've said this before. I don't have good eyesight at all. So like the way in which I experience media is it's a lot of times through my ears and not really my eyes, unless I'm like wearing like a visual aid. So you know, I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like it's kind of hard to explain, but a lot of my experience of music is mainly sound. In terms of, do I feel like music videos are destroying the music or kind of warping the way that music is perceived or destroying music? I feel like music videos could be better. I think that if you have a really good song, you can play with the arrangements as much as you want. You can play with like the arrangement of like the visuals as much as you want. You can play with the editing as much as you can, because at least you're standing on a good song. So I feel like where music videos start to destroy music is when your song is shit, and now you have to make up for it in whatever budget you have left in like a production rollout. And I don't mean to be so technical when I speak, but it's just like, dang, like I just like on the cusp, like a music video that comes to mind where I'm just like, you really lucky you got this shit together, you know, is the Icon video from Jaden Smith. Like, it's a very like specific like video that I feel like people remember, and people just like, what is going on, and like, what is the debut here? And so I think like music videos are a good chance to kind of debut yourself in a visual way that maybe people might not be able to. People are coming up with their own assumptions, you know, when they just hear the music itself. So to answer your question, I'm not sure. Not necessarily, but sometimes yes. Math, I wasn't expecting that. Girl, a hellscape. Listen, if like everybody, if people had like the resources to just study art, I literally would say probably just do that. Like study like social studies or like anthropology or something else, you know. Music, maybe, I don't know. Music is hard. Languages are hard. Like all these like liberal arts majors that I specifically remember from my college, like this shit was really hard. People would just flunk out. Like very, very difficult. Like, I don't know. It was a lot going on. A lot of stuff was going on in college. Cameron Pop, and then Anissa said, that makes a lot of sense. That's so funny. You guys are commenting that. Cameron Pop said, you talked about having an aura. Do you want to talk about that more? Give a very vague example. Okay, I think I had mentioned this. I think I'm gonna unlist the video before this one, because low-key, I don't know, I should have like cut out more of me crying, because I was just like, dang, like I'm not trying to like tear up here. It was just kind of emotional to talk about, but I did kind of mention this in like one of my lives, where I feel like neutral, good and bad, like when events happen, I feel like they really happen, and they're very like hyperbolic, they're very like extreme in some ways, and so like I don't know, like I feel like I don't know what my aura is per se, like I don't really know, but I do feel like my life has been it's been like full of things that I can tell stories about. And at this point, I've just concluded because, you know, as you guys know, I've been working on the SZA video. I feel like, I swear, every single time I'm always talking about SZA because it's so funny. But I was talking to my friends about this, and we were just talking about at the time. It was when she had talked about how she never had a TV, and I was just like, why would somebody say something like this? Res Leon, hey, is that how to say your name? Is this French? Are you like Creole? Is it Lyonnais? How do you say your name? Can you phonetically spell your name, Rez? And also, welcome. Hey, mwah, mwah. Take off your shoes at my door. Come sit down. We're eating popcorn. Ask me questions. Today is a Q&A, a live Q&A. In terms of the aura, though, Ken Raypon, to answer your question, my aura, I don't know like what sort of aura I have. I think some people have said I'm really sunshiny. That's kind of funnily enough, I'm wearing like an orange, like bright orange top. Like sun, like top. Oh my god. Okay, camera. Okay, you kind of I feel like you're kind of reading my mind. Hold on, let me turn off make sure my camera is off. Like, is somebody hacking in this? Like, what? Okay, perfect, Rez. Oh, welcome. Oh my gosh, all these new people. What are you guys? This is making me like, ooh, all these like new people. Wow. Yeah. Any like specific examples of like aura? I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie. So some people have done like some kind of like down, like dirty things to me, and like unfortunately, like half of these people have passed away. It's such a like an odd thing, like, you know, it's like that's something that definitely comes to mind where like somebody who was in charge of something, where they did something to me. Like I remember like there was this whole like racist thing going on at work when I was doing work study, and this person ended up getting hit on their motorcycle. Like it was just like, and then another person I remember, like they had like a heart attack and just like died. Like it's just kind of like things that just happen. I'm just like, oh, well, obviously, you know, I don't have anything to do with that. So what are good things that happen like in my aura that people kind of talk about? I would say people kind of a lot of people have said to me like they think I'm really sunshiny. That's like the word that they use. Like people who just don't know each other, they always say this, like sunshine. I feel like I need to look into this because it's like none of these people know each other, but they're all using like the same words. And coincidentally, the time that I'm even talking about this is the day that I'm wearing like my bright orange, like sunshine, like pampoose shirt. It's kind of weird. Let's see. Joe Biden said we not get another lockdown. Like, listen, Joe Biden, I'm still waiting for this man to lose his mind. Like, I thought this man had dementia. Like, I thought Joe had dementia. Like, I thought he had dementia. Tyra Rose says, I was thinking you would say media studies or something in that realm. Interesting. What do you guys think I do? Like, in real life? Like, if you guys made up a whole story of like, oh, I think she does this, she's like this, and she looks like this, what would you say? And then of course, okay, recently, like an aura thing, like, you know, I was flued out for something only for someone to act shady after, and I was just like, why would you go through all of this? Like, why are you doing all of this? Like, it's so weird. Which reminds me, what I was going to conclude and say about the whole aura thing was this. I was talking to a friend about the whole, you know, why would somebody lie about not having a TV? Like, or like, why? What? I don't know. And I don't understand, like, why somebody would say something like this. And she was laughing about it, and she said, oh, some people, they just want to have a story. And I told my friend, and I was like, well, like, do you know what it means to have a story to tell? Like, you know? Like, what's wrong with being boring? Like, what's wrong with being, like, boring, you know? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In my personal opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But, like, I don't know, lately, I feel as though I'm seeing more and more of people kind of wanting to be, like, interesting characters, which is kind of strange, because it's, like, I feel like a lot of what I talk about is from my, like, actual experiences. Which is why I want to take care not to say anything stupid on this channel, because it's like there could always be a point in time where like someone might need to cross-check something you've said, and so I never want to think that just because I'm like an automaton or something like that I can just like get on the internet and like maybe lie. Like, So I don't know. Weirdly enough, I'm glad that like people slip in and say that they low-key saw me live. Keeps me in check. But I don't know. These are just my personal rules. But yeah, I feel like the question that I ask myself is like, why do people think like do you know what it means to have a story to tell? Like, it probably means that you've low-key seen some shit. Probably. Maybe. Most likely. You've kind of lived in a life where like, you know, it's kind of full-bodied and full of different flavors that probably can be at times very disorienting. Your mind definitely gives business management and strategy. I'm an accounting major and we analyze the same. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Interesting. OMG twinsies. Read the manga, it's good. Okay, I will. Let me write that down. You guys know I copy you guys' comments and reference them. Lack of women, but it's based off historical events, and women weren't put in the books, and Tower of God was nice. Like, A Comic Good Kill, I have not, but I've heard really great things about it. I have not. Yeah, okay, I know the series. Okay, yeah. Liberal arts are difficult. They are difficult. Who are my favorite YouTubers? Ooh, this is a great question. Let me go. Let's check it out, shall we? Let's see. Oh my god, Berleezy. He's somebody that I've watched. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I bought Little Nightmares 2 because of him. I bought that game because of him. Like, I would see this man scream and cry and throw up and vomit on camera. And I was just like, oh, I could play this. So I literally paused the gameplay from his like music or from his like videos, and I literally bought the game. And I don't know, it's just so interesting. I like Berleezy. Like, I like this idea, like, these YouTubers can just kind of, hopefully they're making low-key, this is like, I don't know, this video will probably never make it back to him, but I feel like Berleezy low-key does not like his audience like that. Like, you know, you can tell, like, they just, like, I don't know, people say some things in his comments that I'm just like, he has talked about and he's addressed multiple times, and low-key, I feel like sometimes it's just like, these kids, like, these people. But yeah, Berleezy comes to mind, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like, weirdly enough, I feel like he's almost like conflicted about like his content, but hopefully, I think he likes playing games, so hopefully he bought a house, so hopefully he continues watching he's experiencing he's experiencing the games and living the life he wants to live. Berleezy is a favorite YouTuber of mine, I think. As Told by Kenya, just because, I don't know, I feel like As Told by Kenya is very well read, and we know she reads, and I feel like she has fresh thoughts. I don't know how else to say that. Like, fresh, like, thinking about, like, things that she's seen in I feel like she is also a good orator. The Future, which is kind of like an art kind of design channel, is something that I thought about. The Future, like, Chris Do is probably somebody that I'm like, interesting. I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't have favorites. I feel like there are shows that I just kind of watch from time to time. Another favorite person that I think, like, interesting, very laissez-faire, somebody that comes to mind, her name is Tiana. The YouTube channel was like Tiana Empowers, and then she just changed it to Tiana. So that was somebody that I think, like, I feel like fresh, like, very, like, laissez-faire, very, like, relaxed. And funnily enough, I really liked how, like, she took a step back from doing certain sort of things on the internet. And then she's coming back to it. I think that I'm constantly reminded that maybe people have options if they want to pick up a hobby like this and just express themselves on the internet. There's some booktubers like Miana Reads. I think also I think her name is Mira, but there's this like YouTuber, I think her name is Mira. I'm pretty sure her name is Mira. And I like reading her stuff. Bodega Boys are absolute fools, and I love them. Miles J, I really like their content, actually. Ryan Finn, I think she's also very brilliant, and she makes me kind of think. Maybe Smoky Glow? I don't know. Smoky Glow, maybe? Wine and Chill is something that I've been watching often. Will on a Whim. I like these people that I feel like they're able to, like, just say random stuff, do random things that I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Tima Loves Lemons. Something that comes to mind. Also, I think, what is it? Not Screen Junkies. I do watch a lot of Screen Junkies content. Evelyn from the Internets. Intellectual Media. Cinema summary. I like watching those videos in the background when I'm doing work. So like cinema summary, like how do you escape or how do you survive these like movies? That's like really cool to me. And then for y'all entertainment or for y'all vlogs, they like, you know, Trey and Dre, like before they were kind of, they got a show of all things. Like I believe they got a show actually. So, you know, before they were doing all of that, I really liked, you know, their vlogs. I love the editing. I really, really like that. Let me go ahead and read some more of these comments. So I'm going to do rapid fire. I'm going to stop giving so much aside and I'll just kind of answer these questions more directly. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead. Wait, let me check something. Is this person? I don't think I see this person. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm checking. I think I'm supposed to get a delivery soon, which I don't know why they chose now, but maybe that's my cue. Literally my cue. So let's read some more. Twinsies, read the manga. Liberal arts are difficult. Not you having powers. Yes! I've avoided creating a YouTube to be able to comment for videos. Simply did so to engage. Rez, then you have to ask me some questions. But yeah, let me read. Oh my gosh. Cute. Little flip sunshine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just like, whoa. Project manager. Ooh, yeah, I could definitely see that. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. Major in media studies or journalism. Ooh, interesting. Tyro said, I would say you do celebrity journalism or some internet-based company or behind the scenes in entertainment. A lot of people have kept saying, like, they're just like, I feel like you're low-key lying, Q, and like you do work in industry, and I feel like you're just kind of saying you're being vague about it, or I feel like you just won't come out outright and say it. Like somebody has actually commented this, actually 3 people have commented this, where they're like, I'm almost positive like you do work in the entertainment industry and like you just, I don't know, for whatever reason you don't want to talk about it too much. You don't want to talk about it too much. Let's see. Interesting people are always trauma victims. Oh, girl. Ha. SZA is a good writer because she lies a lot. Like, yeah, like I feel like she's like creating these stories in her head, like very like a lot of like fantastical, like could it be, could it not be? And I feel like, you know, for what it's worth, at least she's found success in her writing. Like her being a good writer is, I think, really interesting. I think that's really interesting to me, in my personal opinion. But maybe, you know, maybe she doesn't feel the same. Rez Leon says, the most interesting people are those who have lived life and experienced a variety of things. Like, yeah, like, you know, people who've just kind of experienced a lot of things. Like, I'm thinking of people who I think are really interesting. And actually, I know, like, boring people or people who they think they're boring, like, maybe they don't feel... I don't know. I feel like being boring is cool, too. Like, these are my personal thoughts. I think being kind of just relaxed is, like... You know, I think that's really cool. Like, I think it's cool to just kind of live a normal life. Just have 2 parents who like you a lot. You worked in a strip club to strip and you dropped out of college. Like, you know, that's interesting. Like, you know, but I don't know. Maybe people feel the same way. I don't know. But, like, I don't know. People, I guess, don't feel the same way. Camera Palm, your question, has anyone reached out to you after you've made a blueprint about them? Maybe. Maybe. I'm still in talks. So that's why it's still in limbo, but possibly. Possibly. Let's see. And let me get to the end of these comments, and I'm actually going to mute myself real quick so that we can take kind of like a breather. You know, just like a small like commercial break. And let me check if these people got this at the door. So let me see. I don't know, what music should I play for you guys? Should I play the music or should I play the Cardi music? Let me do this one. Okay, and I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read some more comments, and then I will let you guys go, because I know you guys are, it's been an hour, and I don't want to keep you here. So let me go ahead, make sure that my audio is working. Okay, great. So let me go ahead and read some of these comments. Cute little flip. Sue's a good writer because she has a lot of creative sense. Tara said LMAO. Karen Paul said, interesting people are traumatized victims. You remind me of Tiana. That's really interesting. I wonder what Tiana would think about that. If Tiana comes into this live, I wonder. That's actually interesting. This is the first time I've gotten this type of comment. I seeming said, you should check out Choice TV. You know what's... Do you know somebody sent me a video of Choice TV going to like the Netherlands and giving her a subway application? Did you guys hear about this? Like, did you guys hear about that? Like, I don't even watch like his content, and he flew himself out wearing a wig, following this girl around. You know what that video taught me, low key? If it wasn't so funny, I wouldn't be freaked out. I think I am a little like, whoa, like, you can truly say things on the internet. Like, you can truly like post your life, and if somebody has like enough resources or they care enough, they will just go and like find you, like, I think that's like really interesting to me. That's like someone could just go and find you, and I think that's kind of like, whoa, like, you could literally be posting photos on Instagram and someone could just say, oh, I'll go like follow her around and like see what she's doing. Like, I thought that was like, I was just like, dang, like, wow, what a tax write-off. Like, kudos, this investigative journalism. Very, very interesting stuff. But if Choice TV, you know what I thought about when I got that video from Choice TV though? I was like, wait. So if he can fly out and find somebody in the flesh, then she should be careful, because I don't know, if I were skinned and I had enough resources, I would low-key, I would maybe, we might fight, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure. Karen Paul, have you reached out, Blueprint about them? Ooh, interesting question. But that we're in talks to that. Karen Palm said, I think everyone tries to be the main character, but main characters are unhinged. That's kind of interesting. Actually, talk more about that. Like, this is kind of an interesting comment. You're just like, I think everyone tries to be the main character, but main characters are unhinged. Interesting. Tell me more. I kind of want to hear more of what you mean by that. Resleon says, being boring can often be a matter of perspective too, though. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm just like, yeah, like, you working at a strip club when you came from a stable middle-class family, like, that's really interesting. I'd love to hear like how you kind of got into that, or you were like a bartender, which I know is not the same thing as being like an actual dancer, but yeah, like, I want to hear more about that. That's interesting. You like suddenly not wearing like your hijab, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about food, I'm sorry, but you wearing your hijab and then not wearing your hijab, and like, obviously I can have a guess as to why that probably happened, right? Like after 9/11, like, but I'd love to, like, what was that like? Like, would you ever wear hijab again? Like, what are your thoughts on you being Muslim or coming from a Muslim family? Like, that's really interesting. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's really interesting to me, in terms of like SZA. I think her name is like Solana maybe, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. But yeah, seeming boring or even interesting can often be a matter of personal opinion. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting comment. I like that. And then Resleon's like, oh yeah, when I told you how to get snacks, I got a snack. After this, I'm going on a bike ride. How's everybody's day going so far? I'm digging this beat though. Yes. I think I will make sure I put credits. It's like it's like a free like sound that I'm allowed to use. But it's like from a producer, where they make these like free, you know, these like songs where people are like, oh, free for profit, like you can post it on YouTube or SoundCloud, but nowhere else. So I like that. Yeah. When Troy's pressed Mary Jane, like, I think he was nervous, and he was just like, listen, I'm not trying to get in a tussle, which he mentioned in the video. He was like, I'm going to confront this girl, but low-key, I can't do anything crazy, which is why he had to wait till the very last day when he was leaving the actual hotel. And I thought that was, I would be low-key, I would freak out. Tyro said, yes, he's a whole fool for that. Very scary stuff. I was like, whoa, so people could just take a flight, find, like, triangulate your position from the photos that you take and post on Instagram, and like suddenly they are staying in the same hotel. Oh my god, okay, there's this live that we're actually going to be doing soon. I think it might be this week, and essentially the title of the video is going to be called My Parents Gave Me $100,000. right? This is not about me, obviously. This is not about me, but it was a really interesting thread about, it's an interesting thread, but there's another interesting thread that I had seen where, you know, yo, Tiana, I see your comments. I'm about to get to that in a second. Really funny comment there. There's this other interesting thread that I had seen about this one guy essentially strategically meeting his wife, where he had followed her around, like he had stalked her, and he had paid a guy to essentially get on like Tinder to date her and then reject her or dump her, and so that he could go into the bar and like show up as like the hero. And I'm like, what type of unhinged behavior is this? So like someone could really just be watching like your movements like this and just plot to meet you, quote unquote, like coincidentally. You know, like what a life, like people are really doing this, like for real doing this. She's gonna get caught up by the right one. I think I was watching one video when I had made that Mary Jane video, like I was just like, listen, somebody's getting slapped, somebody might get decked in that hotel room. There's no way. I'm not leaving here. No. I'm not leaving here without my money. Like, I will literally tie you up. This is Dubai. I will literally take you to the desert and hold you hostage. Like, stop playing with me. I will not hold you hostage, because what I described is hypothetical, and it's actually not real. I'm actually not even describing something that could actually happen, because I would never do anything like that. But possibly, I'm sure somebody in some other dimension really could hit her over the head with a frying pan. Oh, Tiana, hey girl, I'm here. I think we're similar, non-problematic people who gives commentary with care. Oh, that's interesting. Commentary with care. Yeah. I think like that's like, like very laissez-faire. Like that's how I described you. I was just like, I feel like Tiana's very like laissez-faire. Like, you know, like she has sense, she reads, but also like relaxed. Like, you know, just very like, you know, like just chill. So commentary with care, I like that. That's really interesting. Camera Palm said, name a main character that isn't unhinged. You know what? But I'm gonna have to think about that. That's a great question, or that's a great comment. Tyra said, I can be very much unhinged at times. Tyra said, I'm a main character. Tyra said, by my own admission, I am the main character. Like, are you well? Like, Tyra's like, listen, I'm the main character. Karen Palm said, hey Tiana, your SZA video is doing so well. Yeah, I was just like, that's why I saw the next comment. Literally, again, you guys are like twinning. You guys are twinning. I don't know what's going on. Like, for those of who just joined, like, low-key, I am people in the comments right now, I think, are experiencing telepathy. That's all I'm gonna say. But literally the comment right under that, Tiana says, yeah, YouTube knows I'm quitting my job. Like, listen, you know. And I really like that. I really like that you pulled, you know, I was even looking for like some of these old Tumblrs. I think it's like honestly deleted at this point. But yeah, I like that video. I did watch that video. Cameron Palm says, honestly, if Choice or someone else did that to me, they might catch a battery in the sock combo. Like, you know, very much Janet McCurdy, iCarly, you know, fish in the sock, hit you over the head. Like, who is this person at my door? Tiana said, Choice stalked her, and if she wasn't a scammer, that would look very bad for him. Yeah, like, really bad for him. Like, I almost want to say, and I don't want to say that if she's dumb or anything, but I'm like, I do wonder, like, is she low-key fearing for her life? Like, did that take her as a surprise? Like, it probably did, but, you know, it's just kind of like, what in the world, you know? Cameron Palm said, that's so creepy and threatening. And then Tiana said, LMFAO, right, like, the way he found her floor, like, yo. Karen Palm said, I think it looks bad, but people aren't focused on that, but give it 3 months. Give it 3 months. Tiana says, Camera the palm is for palm reader. I'm so dead. I see me said, battery in the sock, that's some prison. Yeah, like, that's some... Take the batteries out the flashlight type of stuff. Carrie Palm said, the palm reader, LOL. ADR says, I thought it was a skit. Yeah, I was just like, is he joking? Thank you. Okay, ADR, that's a great comment. This is a great comment. That is a great comment. ADR, this is what I'm saying. Like, when I had watched this, I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. Like, and I was like, what are you about to do? He's like, oh, I wanted to find her, give her a job application. I was like, what are you about to do? And he's like, yeah, so I flew out and I'm at the airport. And I'm like, what are you about to do? Like, wait. What are you gonna do? What are you about to do here? Like, what is happening here? What are you about to do? So, like, I thought that was like, whoa. I think, like, he's had these other videos where he has, like, he's gone not to people's private, like, residence, but, like, he's gone to concerts, or, like, you know, I think it was like the Ace Family, where he was like, these people, because apparently, like, some of these people, like, Choice is, like, very you know, like, an iconic person, and, like, they have flagged him essentially from some of these, like, creator events where they're just like, you can't come, like, you low-key can't come, because I know you're gonna cause a ruckus and then do your investigative journalism. So never did I think he would go and see and stay at somebody's hotel. I was like, whoa, you know. Cameron Palm says, I think I'm interesting because I'm unhinged. Like, people tell me all the time they just watch me for hours. I can see it. Let me not even ask for it. I can see it. Res Leon says, that's a whole lot of super creepy people out here in the world who got a lot of time. I'm just like, dang, like, what would people do without YouTube? Like, such an interesting way that I feel like people have been able to, like, create their life. I think it's so interesting. I kind of want to talk about a recent As Told by Kenya video, because I saw some kind of interesting comments under it, and I kind of wanted to discuss it, because you're making me think of something, Res Leon. Like, this comment makes me think of, like, something that I thought about, like, just making content in general. Tiana says, now, Kendra, I want to watch you too. Yes! So, yeah, actually, Res Leon, I'm actually going to ask a question in a bit, but I'm going to get to the bottom of the comments and then I'll ask the question. Kenray Palm says, Mary don't need the fear for my, like, she doesn't seem like she's, like, the fear for my life type of person, because she wouldn't scam all these people. Like, oh, that's also a good comment. It's like, she doesn't have the fear of Hove, as in Shaw Carter in her spirit, doing all of these things. Because it's like, oh, I did it anyways, you know? That's really interesting. Allegedly. Tiana said he showed everyone her itinerary information. And I'm still trying to recall how he got that information to begin with. Carrie Palm said, oh my God, yes, I think I remember. How he had bought something from a beauty store and then had it delivered to the hotel. Or he brought it in and was like, oh, I'm here to deliver it. And, like, what is the, like, just, like, the way that people can use social engineering to get all this private information. I'm just like, whoa. So you ordered it from, like, the mall and have it delivered to you. And I think he went to the front desk and was like, oh, I'm here to deliver this makeup. And they're like, I don't understand. And like, oh, well, have you seen it was bought by this black woman. And I think that was how he was able to get, like, the hotel information of, like, whether or not he was able to confirm whether or not she stayed at the hotel or not. I'm like, so wow, like, so what have we learned? We've learned that Choice TV is low-key like a cyber, like, or a security specialist. He's like, I will literally help you find leaks in your security. People get paid for that type of stuff. I don't know if y'all know that. People get paid to find, like, leaks in, like, security, or, like, security breaches. Cameron Palm said, but what if Mary don't care because she really gives it up to the Lord? LMFAO, not Mary Jane secretly having hands. You know, perhaps. That's another thing, is just like, maybe she knows, like, if you scan this many people, there is a possible chance that someone could just catch you slipping. Someone could just possibly catch you slipping, for sure. Resleon said, is this vid of Choi y'all talking about the one where he recently uploaded? I'm pretty sure it was a recent upload. I'm pretty sure it was. Cameron Palm said, yeah, I scammed you. What's up? Throw your hands up. Tiana says, if Mary Jane came back to America, she's gonna get clowned in person. Like, because, you know, she lives in, like, a metropolitan, like, area. I believe she lives near New York. Like, you know, like she doesn't live in New York. I think she lives in like Jersey or Philly, if I'm recalling. But it's just like people can definitely, and you know she goes to these cities often. I'm just like, what are the odds that someone could see you in public? For sure. Tyro said, yeah, Mary Jane seems like the type not to have no remorse, have no qualms whatsoever. No qualms whatsoever. I kind of want to open these bag of chips. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm not gonna chew anything. I'm gonna try not to do too much eating. Seems like I'm gonna fight you regardless. Yeah, like very much. I feel like she had no fear. I don't know, maybe I didn't hear it in her voice on the Trace TV video, but I'm like, dang, if I knew I scammed somebody and somebody knocked on my door and said she knew me and said that they knew me, I would kind of be scared. I would be frightened just a little bit. I'd be frightened just a little bit. Tiana says she needs to move to Idaho. She needs to go to the Midwest. Resleon said, I gotta see this vid. Sounds wild. Like, it was very much, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wait. You said you're gonna give this application to her? Like, how is that possible? Like, isn't she on the run? Hashtag Beyonce? Isn't she on the run? Like, how exactly are you gonna deliver this to her? She's like, oh, so I'm at the airport right now. And I'm like, wait. What are you about to do? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Kara Pop says she's gonna scam the cows next. Listen. Calling it now. Mary Jane is going to be on ID Discovery. Yo! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my gosh. So, I would say that's, wow, I feel like that's all of the questions that I feel like I've gotten a lot. I'm trying to think. That's just a little bit of who I am and who this automaton person is. I am furiously working to, you know, you don't eat on camera in private. I'm so, like, literally, I was literally like, should I be munching on this? Like, actually, I think eating during lives is kind of cool though. Like, I literally had something delivered. I was like, wait. I'm gonna cook dinner, and in the meantime, let me last. I feel like I've been thinking about food lately, or like fruits lately. It's been really hot, so I've just been like wanting something cold and sweet. I'm thinking like, what do I want to say? Oh my god! So there was a question that I did have for you guys as I was going over questions that, people had asked that I answered in the very beginning of the live. So just in case you just got here, I did answer questions at the beginning, but something I was thinking about, because some of y'all, I think it was, I know like Kenroy Palm, I think either Tyra Rose also had said this, but also there's one person I'm forgetting, and it might be Icy Minx. Some people, including more people, a lot of people have watched that, like, when you marry a useless billionaire video. Like, a lot of people are like watching these videos, and I'm kind of thinking about it because somebody had asked me this question and it's come up multiple times. So I have a question for you guys. People have asked me, like, where do you see me going? And like, people are like, oh, I could definitely see you kind of being like a larger creator. And some people, they've given me notes. They're like, listen, the Blueprint series is really interesting, so if you want to continue it and you want to do it, I would say continue with it. And I'm like, okay, great, because I have like, I think 11 people on there, and so I'm still writing those videos. So the two ones that are probably coming up for that is the Damon Dominique video, as well as the Joe Franco video, because I think those two will be in one, where I kind of want to make the claim that like they should have done the Netflix show together or walked out, which is nothing that anybody wants to hear, but I don't know, people really are intrigued with Damon Dominique more so than Joe. And so I wonder what's going to happen, you know, once the show is over. I don't know. So their Blueprint video is kind of on the list. But actually the next Blueprint video that I'm doing is actually not theirs. It's, I was kind of going to be a little shady. Well, not shady, but it's a little, you know, cheeky. I was going to talk about Jackie Aina and her $6 million house. But I think I might have possibly heard she might be trying to take that off of the internet. Even though I believe real estate purchases are public. But, you know, I was going to essentially elaborate. Some people had asked about like the marketing blueprint for Forever Mood, and like if I could like do research on that and like lay it out for people. But actually the next blueprint video that I actually did want to do or post first was Naughty Designs. I'm pretty sure I'm talking about Naughty Design. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm talking about her. But hers was supposed to be the next blueprint video, but that's not really relevant. What was I going to say? I was going to say that people have kind of pontificated and been like, oh, I wonder, you know, I wonder what type of YouTuber you could become. And so some people in my most previous live had mentioned that I should maybe put out podcasts because some of these videos would be really good as a podcast. A lot of people, I think 5 people have asked for the Instagram to BBL pipeline video to be a podcast. And I'm like, that's really interesting. So I probably think by the end of the week, I'll have that set up, and I'll probably distribute it with Anchor because I can publish it to everywhere else with that. But I kind of wonder, like, I don't know, like, what type of videos do y'all think you see on the rise? Because, like, I watch YouTube, and so I see things that are, like, bubble up. You know, I see things that bubble up. Like, and that was how I called the Mary Jane video, because I had an issue with some things that she was saying, and I was like, is now the right time to post something like this? And then after like the 5th person came out saying that the money was sold, I was like, oh, this is the time. I'm going to drop this video right now. And then that became like a video that people found me by. I'm thinking, I don't know, like, I think people, they just kind of send me information where they're just like, oh, you should maybe talk about this, or oh, you should maybe talk about this. A part of me, I kind of wonder, like, I was doing this like kind of mini series called like The Power Of, and so the next one is going to be The Power Of music concerts. But even though I feel like that's a Nathan Zed thing, I was going to give him credit because I've seen a few of his videos, and his comes to mind. A series that I think is really interesting, it's like it's like I want to come up with something that's not necessarily novel, but it's just like something that's doable, you know, because as you guys know, we have like a lot of shows on the roster. I actually counted it. All of the episodes or all of the content that's not Patreon or private paid community content that is on the list, like written with screenshots and all of that, are about 49 suggested content. Like, it's a lot of stuff like that's on the list. And so I think it's essentially playing hotsy, like which one do I choose to do? Which is why I really like these lives. I really do like these lives because they give me a chance between videos that are recorded to maybe talk about things are like, you know, like recent. Something that I'm kind of in love with maybe finding out is like, and I don't know, maybe this could be I don't know, like I wish I knew the blueprint. This is so weird to say, but like I wish I knew the blueprint. I wish I knew like what is content that people make where maybe they don't have to do so much of it. I think I'm lucky because I actually like talking to you guys. But as I start to watch more and more YouTubers and I start to do a lot more research, like some YouTubers really just do not like doing some of the stuff that they do. And I think that's okay. Like everybody, it's like a means of survival. I saw your question, Icy Wings. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about it. I like that. Asking me like touchy questions. Like, wait, this is still a Q&A. I can still get testy in these comments. I love it. Yes, let's push the barrier. I'll answer your question. Don't worry. So yeah, I've kind of been thinking to myself, like, what type of content would be that thing that people are like, oh, I want to see that. Oh my God, like this is what I will see. Because I have a feeling if I talked about more white people or like more like white TikTokers or stuff like that, I have a feeling like it would be something people would watch. And like something that comes to mind where I'm just like, you see, this is what I mean when I say like, it's more like, it's more available to like the general audience that people want to see is Smokey Glow, which I actually do like some of her videos. Like Smokey Glow came out with a really interesting video called Internet History, Dramageddon 1. And I'm like, oh, this is a really interesting idea. You know, where you just essentially just relay what happened. You're essentially like doing, what is it? What is that website where people get summaries of like Shakespeare works or like books? It's like not Course Hero, but like, you know, like she's essentially like giving a summary, essentially is literally what the video was. She gave a whole summary talking about, she didn't put any screenshots. She said like, this is what we're literally going to talk about. And that's it, you know? And I think that's really cool. And that video is performing very, very well. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, I'm not, you know, it's like, that's the thing. It's just like, I don't really know. I don't really want to talk about white people like that. Like I wrote this one video idea down about, old girl who was oh God, I literally wrote it down. Addison Rae. The video title is literally like, is Addison Rae privileged or are white people just lazy? And that was a very cheeky ass thing to say. But essentially, I was just gonna say, like, you know, the people who were calling out Addison Rae were talking about how they went to Columbia and Stanford, and I just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what is going on here? You know, I was like, what's going on here? But I'm like, I don't really know. Look, do I relate with that type of, you know? Yeah, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I'd rather, if I really do need to go deep and actually have to read. Oh my God, Elizabeth, mwah, mwah, welcome. Take off your shoes. Come in. I brought snacks. You can eat popcorn. I have ghost pepper chips. I have frozen fruit, which I should probably bring out of the freezer so I can have that waiting for when I get back. But yeah, Spark Notes. Thank you, Tyros. So yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. So yeah, I really liked, you know, you guys gave me some notes. I forgot that there was another person, Kenroy, about this podcast that you guys mentioned. So like I said, I'm going to have that set up by the end of the week, so that it can actually be distributed. And I'll probably start uploading some of my lives as like podcasts as well, so that people can discover them. Because I guess I think this is like a topic, because people keep commenting on that video. And I'm like, oh, I think people are still kind of discovering podcasts. You know, my dream podcast, like if I ever made a podcast, I think I talk a lot and some people say I have a good voice. I would do that, but I would also do like stuff with like, I don't know, sound effects. Like, I don't know, just tell a whole story, you know, and it's just visual. It's just audio. But yeah, I want to essentially give you guys credits, when I roll out the first podcast, because there were two people. You guys gave two suggestions. You put it on Anchor or you distribute it with the platform, and then somebody else has said put a 1 minute YouTube short to promo the podcast. So like, I thought that was like really interesting comment. So I just want to make sure like I remember who that was. But you guys notice things that I don't necessarily see, and it's like I notice things for people that I watch that they might not see. So I really love the fact that I'm really grateful that I get to interact with you guys. That's our difference, because you don't eat on camera. Listen, I'm about to bite into these chips. I'm tempted. So I'm kind of gonna mute myself in like 2 seconds to chew on this chip. I've been holding it in my fingers for like 2 minutes straight. Resleon said, but some of this stuff comes down to having some sense. Folks be busy trying to flex and stunt, and they give up too much personal and private information. That's a great comment, Rez. And to be honest, I hadn't heard of this person until I stumbled across a video where you mentioned her. Wow. Oh my God, Rez, you've been like watching me for like a few months. Oh my gosh. Karen Pump said, yes, podcast, you have a nice voice. Thank you. Somebody had commented on like the blueprint where I finally put my blueprint trailer that I edited together. They're just like, people keep saying that they recognize me from somewhere, and that's why I'm just like, dang, I feel like somebody's gonna call on my live one day and they're gonna just like put my name like somewhere, and they're like, I think I know who you are. Like, I low-key think I know where I've heard you from. Tiana said, YouTube idea comes in waves. It's hard to type my thoughts. Yeah, I feel that. I really feel that. Icy Mink said, to be messy, do you have a love interest? Are you dating? Oh my gosh. Oh. Everybody's like, cute, stop being a head ass. Answer the question. No, I'm not currently dating at this time. Do I have a love interest? Wow. I definitely will say, like, these past few months, I'm not gonna lie, I really have been like intrigued with myself. I feel like I've been falling in love with like my face, which is hard to explain. Like, I've been like falling in love with like the idea of myself, like, you know. But in terms of, I know that's not what you asked, so I'm gonna stop being like a head ass. In terms of love interest, I would say no, but like I don't know. I think it's gonna change. In the following months though, because like when I start being around other people, I'm gonna start like meeting more people. Because I low-key wanted to talk about something I did like a year ago. Like this one guy, it's just like a messy, just a lot of mess, and I was like, you gotta get it together, Q. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Why not? Do I have a love interest in my dating? If I have like any like crushes that come to mind, I'll tell you all about it. Cameron Palm said, I'm not a YouTuber, so I have no valid advice. Interesting. And then Elizabeth made it. Hey girl. And then Tiana says, I'm gonna have to start watching her again because I had to stop watching white commentary people because they are known deep enough. Like, yeah, like I remember that scandal she got into, and it was just ridiculous. It's just like, what in the world? Like, what in the world? What in the world? What? Like, there was specifically one video I am thinking of from Smoky Glow that I was just like, I think it involved like racism of some sort, and I was just like, I know like you're not trying to be shallow, but like it's just really interesting, like just how shallow I feel like this is. Very much like jacuzzi, very much like non-diver pool, like very much surface level. But yeah, I think that's another thing in terms of white commentators. It's like, yeah, like some people, they want to talk about quote quote woke and racism. I'm like, stop talking about this. Talk about swim in the rivers that you're used to swimming in. Because if this is not the case where you can be analytical or credit people or give people the space to speak, then I'd almost rather, not like you don't talk about this, but it's like you're not going to be able to be, I don't know. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Tiana. And Tyros, yes, Spark Notes, yes. Yeah, so yeah, the internet history, I feel like that's a very much Spark Notes kind of series where it's like, oh, all she needs to do is like go back and find tweets and find videos and just compile them into one. And I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Very much Spark Notes. Kenner Palm asked, what's your favorite type of person? I think someone that I can laugh around. I love laughing, but I do notice like when I'm around people that I don't feel comfortable with, I think I smile a lot and I'm cordial. You know, that word cordial, like, you know, good afternoon. But I feel like people I love to be around are people that I feel comfortable with. People that I feel like I can laugh around. People that I feel like I can actually relate to them on something. Lately, I've been telling my friends about this idea of like, I like the fact that I'm not kind of gauging my relationships off of like, oh, need to date a boss girl or and I'm just like, who cares about whether or not you got into grad school or you got a job? Like, who cares? I don't care. Like, this is not how I value my relationships. Like, if you're looking for someone who can like, I guess, judge you off of these like physical or materialistic kind of accomplishments, maybe this isn't the friendship for you. You know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like people judging who they want to be friends with either based on the way that they look or based off of like if they are popular. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they're popular if they have a great job, if they drive a BMW or things like that. And I'm like, I feel like this low-key doesn't have anything to do with our actual friendship. So I would say like I want to be around people that I can feel free with and I can really laugh with and get to know on a personal level. Someone that like, my favorite types of people are people who can like chew on things maybe. I actually don't want people who are like me. You know, people who are like, who hopefully we can feel comfortable around each other and like have a relationship and laugh on things and, you know, experience life and like listen to music with that person or share things that you think are interesting. And the best they could, at least they send you a smile emoji, you know? I don't know. What's your favorite type of person? I think, favorite types of people also. I like people who are maybe even more hyper than me, because it's like some people might not consider me to be an extrovert. I'm not really sure if I'm an extrovert exactly, but I do like people who can like take the reins, or they're very headstrong like in real life, like they can really just like do things out of their comfort zone, or maybe they have like the privilege to kind of meander and float through spaces in ways that I don't, but if I'm with them, like I can get away with like being in the public setting. I think that's really interesting. Cats or dogs? I don't know. Neither. Can I say like a turtle or like a pet snake? I don't know. Maybe like cats, but I feel like cats know too much. I don't know. I feel like cats kind of know something that I don't know. And then dogs, I feel like I have like a soft spot for dogs. I feel like if I had a dog, I'd get a German Shepherd. Okay, so let me read some of these comments. Spark Notes is your favorite type of person. I see things. Oops. Oh God. Oops, sorry about that. I've been dating myself too. Yeah, it's like kind of hard to explain. Like, I feel like I've been getting to know myself. Especially like at the time that I had made that, I think it's a Pretty Privilege video, where I was just like, okay, I think I finally decided, like, this is my hypothesis. Like, I feel like it is propaganda. I feel like it is propaganda for a lot of women, like, are like obsessed. I don't know how to explain it. It's like very much like brainwash. Like, your life starts with like who you date, and I'm like, no, this can't be true. This can't be true. So I obviously, like, again, I have crushes, you know what I mean? People that I feel like I like, but I definitely think these past 4 months specifically, I've just taken to just kind of like fall in love with the idea of myself. So yeah, dating myself. Tiana says, I was going to ask you if you came to one of my lives in person, but we didn't know it was you like months ago. I had a StreamYard where mad people were on camera, but that girl was more chaotic. Yeah, I know for a fact I did come on one of your lives. I know for a fact. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. I'm like trying to think. I know for a fact I did come on one of your lives, because Fedora actually did call it. Fedora was like, I know for a fact. Fedora was like, I feel like I have low-key seen you, like, and like Tiana has privated the video, so we can't confirm. Thank goodness for that. But I have come on one of your lives live. I think it was one actually that I did. I'm pretty sure I was like wearing a bun or something like that. But that girl was more chaotic. Chaotic how? Like, I'm even trying to think. I was laughing about that too. I was like, I know for a fact, I said something like my tinfoil hat. Like, I say that a lot. Like, my tinfoil hat. Like, let me put my tinfoil hat on. I even said, to be messy again, what traits does your ideal partner have? Or less personal, what's your love language? Okay, I'll answer the messy question. What traits does your ideal partner have? Oh, okay. So I feel like this might sound cheesy, but the more and more that I learn about men from like other men, or even people who identify as trans, like trans women, like the more and more I'm like, whoa, like you really have to like love yourself enough. You have to be selfish and like love yourself enough. And so I would say, like, now in terms of ideal like partner or ideal like relationships, I want to have fun. You know what I mean? If I'm not having fun, leave. Like, I think that's kind of something that I think I want to have lots of fun. I want to laugh. I want to like get to know somebody and laugh and like experience. Am I much more calm? Oh my gosh. I'll get to your comment, Tiana. Tiana's like, why is she giggling like this? What is she giggling? What's going on? Are you giggling like this? Relax. So my ideal partner, I think somebody that I could laugh with, somebody who's like not afraid of expressing their emotions, especially if that person is a guy. Then yeah, I actually think it's like low-key dangerous for women to date men who have problems expressing their emotions, because I feel like that's how you end up in some possibly scary situations. So I definitely want to date someone who is not embarrassed to kind of express themselves. I feel like I don't want you to not express your emotions or to hold things back. Like, a lot of men do that, and that leads to a lot of effects to other people. Someone who can make me laugh, somebody who's comfortable, somebody who like, what is it? I don't know. Someone who surprises me. Like, a lot of people say that they feel like I'm a mysterious person. I'm like very ominous and like really like, ooh, what does she mean? I'm like, I get that a lot in real life. Like, I do get that a lot from real life. And I want someone who like, I don't want to say selfless. I don't know. It's just like, I want someone who's like straightforward. You know what I mean? Like, if they feel like they have questions, they'll say it, someone who can have fun, someone who I'm okay having fun with, someone who makes me laugh. I feel like you want to know physical traits. I don't know. Maybe someone tall. I don't know. Maybe someone who's tall. Just because I'm not short. I feel like maybe that's it. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to see. I feel like that's another thing. I feel like women, and you know what, some women do give like very specific answers. They're like, no, you need to have this type of appendage. You need to look like this. You need to look like this. You need to look like this. I think I'm like romantic. I think like I love the idea of love. And so whoever is able to kind of make me feel like, you know what I mean? Like make me feel butterflies. I don't know. And I feel like ultimately, like, I think most people don't get into relationships with people they're not attracted to. So I think I won't need to worry about that. So like if somebody can make me laugh and all this, but I'm not attracted to them, it is what it is. You know, nobody owes me attraction and I don't owe anybody attraction. So I assume that anybody who fits the ideal, my ideal, I'm also attracted to by default, or I'm attracted to, if it means that we would be dating. And then, or less personal, what's your love language? I think laughter, someone who pays attention. I like people who listen. Like, I really do like people who pay attention and listen, which sucks because I talk a lot, you know. But I do like people who talk, like, who really, like, are observant, because I feel like I've always had to be an observant person. So, like, someone that I'm like, they notice things and they bring stuff up, which sometimes when guys bring stuff up, I'm like, what? I'm like, whoa, relax. Relax. But yeah. Cool questions. Karen Plum said, I'm an introvert, oddly enough. Interesting. Karen Plum said, do you think the earth is flat? Well, yo, like say psych right now. I do not believe the earth is flat now. I was gonna be cheeky and say something, but I was just like, let me not do it. But yeah, I keep thinking about that. Like, there's this one film, like this Atlantis film, I think, about the earth being maybe flat, possibly, and like people going off the edge of the earth. I don't know. You know what I think that's funnier? Like, is like people being in like these Facebook groups and like trolling people and like asking questions, just like trolling people. Yeah, like I see me said, my cat definitely knows too much. Like, yeah. I feel like cats know a lot. Like, they know a lot, and they low-key looking at you like, Elizabeth says, I remember you mentioned K-drama, K-movie in a previous video. Any Rex? I've watched a few on Netflix, and I'm obsessed. Oh my god. Girl, don't get me started. Okay, K2, Mr. Sunshine was interesting. It's like this historical piece, and I'm like, whoa, this is interesting. There's this other one that I watched about, like, there's this one that I watched about this queen who, like, she's actually this, oh god, it's like an isekai. This guy essentially fell off a roof into a pool, and he came back, or he went to the past as like a queen, and that was really good. I like the way that she was able to kind of have her personality and like switch up and fall in love with the king. But yeah, I forgot the name of that one. Oh my god, there's this other one that I really, really like. Cheese in the Trap. That is a really good show. That is a really, really good show. Elizabeth, Cheese in the Trap. Okay, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I think I will stand firm on like that being like a really good show. And I literally recently like rewatched that. I want to know what you watch, Elizabeth. Do you also watch anime by any chance, Elizabeth? Question. So Tiana said, if you are who I think you are, then you are much more calm. I'm so dead. Oh, you mean like calm here or calm in the live? Would you say I'm like more calm in the lives, like the live that you're referencing? Or would you say I'm more calm here? I'm curious. I think I'm like low-key hype. There's something about your lives, like Tiana. I'm just like, listen, when you start bringing the crew together, I'm just like, yo. When Tiana brings these crews together, I'm like, listen. It's time to shine. Cameron Palm said, would you ever use dating apps? That's a great question. I don't know. I kind of wonder what type of quote unquote success I would have on a dating app, because I don't necessarily fit into like, I don't check off all the boxes of like standards of beauty. So like, I'm not thin. So, you know, which is ironic, you know, because my automaton is, you know, they're all like one size, you know, fits all. But I don't really know what type of success like larger or like fatter people have on like dating apps. So I always wonder how that would go. I would be open to it. Yeah, why not? Res Leon says, self-love is major! Exclamation mark. Tiana says, describing a type is set up because that's rare the person will fit in. If the list isn't vague, yeah, like it's interesting. It's really interesting. Because it's like, if I say attractive, it's like, I don't know. I think some people have, which is why I think when people talk about their quote unquote preference, it's always kind of odd to hear, because I'm like, wait, you're basing like preferences off of like, I don't know, like you have a fetish? Like what is it? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I think like attraction is like ego, which, you know, for better or for worse, that's what it is. Like, It's like ego. It's like nonsensical things that like don't exactly make complete sense. And I think my answer is more atypical. I think most people would say what exactly they want. Like, you know, this size, you know, penis, this tall, this color, this type of hair, these color of eyes, you know, things like that, you know. And then Tiana said, it's like the phrase, never say never. Yeah. Lace case, hey. Mwah, mwah. Oh my God. Wait. Cheese in the Trap. There's a webtoon? Is this the first? Why am I not hearing about this? Why am I just not hearing about this? Cheese in the Trap has a webtoon? This is a joke. Oh, hold on. Now I have to search it up afterwards. I'm going to search it up afterwards. Karen Palm said, thoughts on Death Note? Did you think they were a villain? Listen, don't give me a Death Note. That's all I'm going to say. Don't give me a Death Note. That's all I'm going to say. Don't give me a Death Note. Don't give me a Death Note. Please. Listen, all of these people are going to the gutter. That's all I'm going to say. I'm so dead. Tyra said, dang, y'all still here? I just folded my laundry and everything. She said, I put my laundry in the washer, set it to power wash, took it out, put it in the dryer, put in 3 dryer sheets, brought it out, folded it, and you guys are still here. That's funny. Actually, that's actually going to be my cue. I'll probably get to the end and then I'll probably, you know, I'll probably come and close it down. Wow, Tyra really said, I came, I saw, I went around the world. Can you hear me? She said she went around the world in 80 days. She came back and we're still here. I'm so dead. God, I feel like thoughts on Death Note. It's just, I feel like where it got testy was where he had to start killing off police officers to, you know, keep his name out of the press. That's where it started to get testy. But in terms of like, I don't know. I feel like the concept of Death Note, I don't know. I think it's like conflicted. I'm conflicted. Like, is there like chaotic good? Is that possible? Can we claim that that's the case? Because there were people that had a Death Note that were for real evil. Like, they were for real, like, they were not well. Tiana's lives are hilarious. Like, literally, like, just when I think, like, that's why I said, like, I think the video that I had previously, where I was sobbing and, you know, throwing up and vomiting, I think I was low-key gonna make a list of people who I feel like make content that I feel like very just lazy, just very calm content that, like, even if you're brought into reality, like, even if you're talking about, like, current events, you know, it's still very much, like, no pressure. And, like, Tiana, like, literally, she'll make a video about, like, she'll go live, she'll be like, oh, I'm shaving my legs in the living room, guys, come join me. And it's just, like, this is what I mean, like, it's just so, like, relaxed, you know, like, and it's just hilarious. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Like, I love it. But yeah, I love Tiana's lives. Tyro said, dang, y'all still here. And then side face, Elizabeth K said, I've only watched the K-dramas on Netflix. Oh my God. Okay, I saw that. Vincenzo. Okay, you're like the third person to mention this. So now I'm going to put it. Okay, so Elizabeth, I don't know if you come to my lives often, but when people like say stuff, I actually do like copy their comment and send it to myself so that I can remember somebody said that. So I do remember things people say. So like, I actually do remember things that people say on my live. So I do copy comments from time to time. So thank you for these recommendations, because I'm actually gonna I'm gonna watch this. Vincenzo, I've like been seeing so many people. You're now the third person to bring it up over the past like 24 hours. And I'm like, wait, watch it. Yeah, watch Death Note. Tiana said, you're more calm on your channel. I'm 2 minutes behind in this live, LOL. Tyra, do not do that. Y'all still here? Yo, that's another thing. It's like, yeah, listen, Tiana's lives, I swear, go on for like 6 hours. Like, yo, a full episode. Which is why I do wonder, Tiana, like, you know, I wonder how I'm gonna be rooting for you on your Twitch expedition. You know, I'm gonna be rooting for you on this Twitch expedition, because like, I think there's like a space for that. People to just chit-chat, paddywhack. I'm much more calm on this. Oh God, that's a great. Oh God, y'all hear that trumpet? Okay, that's my cue. Okay, that's my cue. So I'm gonna get to the bottom of the comments and then I'll let you guys go. You do a lot of accents. What's your background? That's an interesting question. I'm ethnically Igbo. So it's an ethnic group in like it's an ethnic group in like northeast Nigeria. And then some of my family, they're not fully ethnically continental African. They're Caribbean or Black American descent. Or when I say Black American, I mean like descendants of American chattel slavery is the way that to say that. Ethnically is what I mean. Cameron Palm said, if I had a death note, it wouldn't be good. That's all I'm gonna say. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. Cameron Palm said, I'm gonna be the Joker, Batman combined. I feel like, but you know, some people do say that Batman and Joker are low-key the same people. But yeah, what would you do for the Philosopher's Stone? I'm burning it down. Listen, what would I do? I don't know. If you guys could get your hands on the Death Note, would you guys give up a quarter of your life to get a Death Note? Like, that was like interesting, like to get a lot of this power. Like some of these people, they give up a lot of stuff. And with that is where I'm gonna leave us. That's actually really funny. I'm thinking about that. You're much more calm on your channel. I like that. I'm so dead. Oh my gosh. And Elizabeth, it was so nice. There's like other people I haven't seen in here. So ADR, it was nice. I like to do shout outs at the end. So ADR, it was nice having you here. Make sure you guys take your umbrella, your shoes when you leave the house. Elizabeth, it was nice seeing you. Mwah, mwah. Kenroy, a pleasure. Mwah, mwah. I see Minx, Tyra Rose, Tiana. I think that's everybody, I think, that showed up today. I think, you know, that you guys, they're like hidden people in the comments sometimes. They like watch, they don't comment. So that's fine. So mwah, mwah to you people as well. Don't forget your shoes. And with that, this has been another one of my tapes. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Or wait. Have you heard of Colin and Samir? They had a video about history of Call Her Daddy podcast. Oh wait, let me write that down. Okay, let me copy your comment. ADR. Wait, let me... ADR. I have heard of them, but I don't watch their content. And okay, so let me go ahead and send this comment to myself too, so that I can watch it. Oop. Okay, there we go. Send it to myself. Great. Okay, I have your comment, ADR. All right. Bye.